Intro music.
Come on in.
A star for the ages for Tony Gwynn, number 3,000.
And the ball game is over. The series is over. Welcome to Slam Diego.
My name is Joey,
My name is James.
and this is technically the Brothers Padres.
Very, very technically. I mean, did you hear the San Diego rugby team has won 14 games in a row? And they're going to whatever championship they have. Also, did you know San Diego had a rugby team?
That was going to be my next question. I had no idea.
I
But
can't even remember their name.
Maybe I should start engaging with that sports team. Maybe I should become a soccer and rugby team, whatever their name is, fan, because they seem to have success consistently year after year. Because, man, oh man, this past 10 games have been...
What a ride.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just been rough. If you're listening to this podcast, you probably follow along with Padres as well, but annotated version of this, and we'll go deep into it, we'll jump into it a little bit more, is play the Guardians, the Rays, and the Giants. Took 4 out of 6 between the Guardians and the Rays. Looked really good. And then I think probably had the worst series of the year because of expectation and just general competitiveness against the Giants, where we lost 3 of 4. So
basically, last 10 games, you and I were saying we had to be 6 or 4 or 7 or 3.
Yep.
We ended up being 5 and 5. We went nowhere in the standings. Only good thing that happened is that we won more games at home than we lost in the first homestand in this whole season. So we're 1 game under 500 at home, and we play the Reds this weekend. So the chances of us being over 500 at home by Sunday is good. Not the Reds, the Nationals. Sorry.
They both have red uniforms.
Who cares? I don't even care anymore. What is life? Should we recap the series? Let me see if I can sum it up real quick.
You talking about the Giants series?
Well, now let's just start the whole 10 games.
Okay.
First game, June 13th, we beat the Guardians 6-3. Joe Musgrove pitched brilliantly. Next game, we beat the Guardians 5-0. Michael Wacha pitched brilliantly. The final game of the series, we lost 8-6. Ryan Weathers did not pitch well. He gave up 6 runs. The first game against the Rays, we lost 6-2. Yu Darvish gave us 5 innings but gave up 6 runs. His curveball was not curving. The next game of the series, which I have dubbed Blake Snell's Revenge, or just simply Blake's Revenge, we beat the Rays 2-0, and we won because we dropped 3 bunts in a row and an infield hit, and we out-strategized the Rays. The final game of the series, we won 5-4. Joe Musgrove again pitched really good. 2 earned runs, 6 innings. Then we flew to the city by the bay.
And in the future, there's only one city by the bay up there that'll host a baseball team. Fun fact.
Who cares? First game, the Padres were winning 4-2 until the 9th inning. Michael Wacha, who is probably right now a contender for the Cy Young, brilliant game, 6 innings, 2 earned runs. The bullpen blew it. And since we used Josh Hader the previous 2 games, and this whole season has been trying not to burn out our bullpen to get ready for the second half of the season, Luis Garcia was told before the game even started, he was told the day before he was going to be the closer today. He gave up 2 walks, 2 earned runs, and we ended up losing it in the 10th inning. The other game, the next game, we lost 3-4. Again, Padres were ahead. Seth Lugo came back, pitched 5 innings, only giving up 1 earned run, striking out 5. And again, this time, Nick Martinez, who's been pretty solid all year, blew the game for us in the 9th inning, or the 8th inning, I guess, this one. And then finally, and then we lost 4-2. Yu Darvish pitched well, gave it 4 runs.
I mean, you're bearing the lead of that a little bit. He gave up
that?
1 run. He gave up 1 run, and MLB, the umpires gave up 3 runs.
Oh, I was going to say that. Major League Baseball. I've seen several people talk about, several pundits, worst call of the year, worst review call of the year. Fernando Tatis Jr. throws from right field to the catcher to get the guy out coming home. Gary Sanchez catches the ball. The runner's a good 4 feet away from him, still coming at him. Gary Sanchez stepped towards him to tag him out. And Gabe Kapler called for a review, and for some reason, the review guy said catcher's interference, which makes no sense whatsoever.
And it cost us a game.
It cost the game because after that, it was a long review. That was the longest we've ever seen. It took about 3 minutes for them to come to the decision, and the rules clearly stated he did give him a lane, but once he catches the ball, and if the ball's ahead of the runner, the catcher can then try to tag him, and that's what he did. Anyways, and then the wheels came off, and we lost, and it was the Padres should have swept this 4 games. There's no excuses for why we shouldn't have swept. And finally, the final game, we should be happy because we won 10-0. Blake Snell again pitched brilliantly, didn't give a run, struck out 11, 6 innings. But is it too little too late, or is it just I can't be excited anymore for potentiality of things that may or may not happen?
So, yeah, I feel the same way, and I think it's because, the Giants series, we had some bad circumstances that gave us losses, but the biggest problem was we're 3 for 28 in those first 3 games with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, exactly. We should have more runs. This final game, Xander Bogaerts took the day off. Xander hasn't gotten a hit with runners in scoring position since May. And
it's bad. It's just bad. And the problem I have is, like, when I see these blowout games, they're fun to watch. Who doesn't like home runs? They're fun. It's just not. There's not an offensive consistency that you can rely on this season. And so I have no idea. Like, we lost a series to the Royals. Why? Because when you only score 2 runs, a Major League Baseball team can beat you. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Right? That's just the way it is, right? And that's what's happening. We just score 2 runs, and then let's hope we win, and we just don't. And it's just bullpens falter. Bad games happen. But you want to be consistent, so you pick up and win more games so that you win games that are closer. And that's just not happening. We're over 6 in extra innings. we are just not executing at a level that this talented team should execute at, and it's driving me crazy. It is it's making me question my fandom, because not really question my fandom, because I've seen some way worse years with way less talent. But I mean, this is the same record the 2017 team had. Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing here, dog? Like, it's just, I don't know what to make of it, because it's so frustrating to watch. Time is running out. Like, it's, they can go on a run. Great. They've had shown us no reason to believe they can go on a run. When they are this inconsistent at the plate, why do I believe that they can go on a run? Like, I have seen more double plays, I feel like, the past 10 games, past season, than I have in previous Padres seasons in big situations. Like, the amount of double plays Xander, Manny, and Jake all get run into, it's driving me crazy. In always the same spot. Like, at this point, I don't know why I should ever think they're ever going to get a hit when runners on second. Why should I ever believe that? We're 30th in on base percentage, 30th in OPS, 30th in batting average, 30th in slugging with runners in scoring position. That's all the offensive categories. Like, that's all of them. That's every one of them, right? Like, and we're the 30th. That means we're the worst. And it's just so frustrating. The difference between a great team and what this team is literally that. That's it. That's the difference. We're just not getting consistent, timely hits, and we're having a losing season because of it. And it's just, I can't believe that we're watching this and nothing's happened. We've listened to our episode a month ago. We said the same thing. Like, this isn't like some new problem. We're not now bad at this. We've been bad at this. And what has been done? Nothing. The same hitting coaches, same GMs, same everything. And you have to wonder, like, is there some, like, player funk that just, like, keeps them down, and that's like, and the front office, like, oh, they're gonna get over it? Or, like, maybe, just maybe, there's an institutional problem how we have our approach at the plate. And I don't know. It's wild to me. Nothing's happened. We're just like, well, it's gonna right the ship. All of a sudden, the three guys we gave contracts to in the offseason offensively are gonna turn it around, right? Like,
I
don't know,
agree.
man. I don't know, man.
Because I can guarantee you, if Xander Bogaerts comes up to the plate and there are 2 outs and nobody on, he will get a hit.
Oh yeah.
But if there is 1 out and a guy on first and second, he will ground into a double play. That is as guaranteed as the sun will rise and set each day. Those are just, it happens. All season long. That not well, at least the last couple months. I don't know. The problem is, it doesn't look like it. Bob Melvin has proven time and time again the way he's handling the pitching staff, how to handle a pitching core. He's a great manager. I don't know if he's the problem. I don't know. I don't know who our hitting coaches are, but our approaches. Is it our advanced scouts? Do they not have enough metrics of the people we're playing? I don't know. These are this episode's going to be short, and our last episode, this episode feels like it's going to be short, because what else can we say about this?
I don't know.
We've been saying the same thing all season long, and until they've proven that they don't. We need something. We need something for them, and it's just it. I don't know, Joey. I'm at a loss for words. I cannot describe how frustrating it is, because it seems all the time. I don't know how to. I don't know. Is it AJ Preller's fault? He's put together, all accounts, a great team on paper. Is it AJ Preller's fault because he might put together a good team of players, but not a good team of support staff?
I think I'm hesitant to say. Let's just go through who's to blame. It is the players because the players are the one making like Xander Bogaerts isn't hitting the ball into ground double play and thinking I'm gonna hit a double play, right? Like he wants to get a hit. I do believe that.
Of
It's the
course.
player. It's the player's fault in that way. They're just not. They're not performing. The question is, are they given? Is it because they're not given the proper tools, advanced scouting? You mentioned this a lot. Like, what's the advanced scouts doing? What's the game? What are we like game planning? We're not really. We're just like, oh, we're surprised when there's runners on. The guy changes their approach. Like, what? That's every pitcher does that. Like, and I think there's some systemic thing that they're not given the right information and not given the right approach because the Giants are a good example of it. I texted you this. The Giants, I do not believe, are as talented at the highest level as this Padres team. However, they're a very well run organization. You always trust that when they're up there, those players have a plan and they're trying to get the ball. They're trying to get the ball in play in the way that they can. Right? When I
Yes.
feel these Padres teams, it's just like it's like how many times have you seen Jake Cronenworth take massive swings with 2 strikes with runners on first and second and just weakly grounded to second base?
Or just watch it go right by him for strike 3.
Right. And like this is not like what are we doing? Like so when we didn't mention this, but the funniest game this whole past 10 game was the bunt game where the Padres had 3 consecutive bunts from Kim
Hassan
Grisham
Kim.
and
Yeah.
Tatis. And it was very funny because that led to us winning that game. But if you start thinking about that, that's like them controlling their destiny because they're so frustrated. They're like, I can't get a hit a normal way, so let's just bunt 3 times in a row. And that's a weird place to be, right? We're just like, what are we doing where we're not giving the hitters the confidence, the game planning, or whatever? It just feels like there's something so missing in how they approach these situations that we had last year. We just don't have this year. It's super mind boggling, and I don't know. I don't know who's the fault for it, but like I sure as heck would like something to happen, right? Like there's got to be something to change, right? Like I feel like I'm going crazy, right?
Yeah. I mean, Nelson Cruz has gotten a couple hits lately. That's fine. Hassan Kim, the two most consistent hitters in our lineup have been Hassan Kim and Fernando Tatis Jr.
Right.
And Soto, he'll get a bunch of hits one game and no hits the next, and then it's back and forth like that. I don't know. And Manny Machado has been off to a slow start. He got a home run today and a couple other hits. Maybe he's turned it around, but I'm really tired of talking about maybe they've turned it around.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is like this is the identity of the team going forward. Like there's no reason for us to believe this is a cold month, right?
Yeah.
Right. There's no reason. Like they've shown us that this is who they are. Almost 80 games into the season, 80 plus games this season. This is who they are.
Describe the meme you sent me today.
So it's Jay Leno one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a meme about Jay Leno. I'll pull it up and I'll retell as much as best I could. Folks, have you seen this? Have you heard of this? A lifeless vessel filled with rich guys is sinking to the absolute bottom? Yeah, but enough about the San Diego Padres. It's a photo of Jay Leno because that's a very Jay Leno.
And the
photo.
submarine, yeah. Oh my
Listen,
goodness.
we're not Brothers Submarine, which I hear they're very nice guys. I hear the Brothers Submarine are very nice guys.
I mean,
But,
they're having a bad week this week.
or maybe their best week, like ratings wise, who knows?
Yeah, people all
So-
know about submarines. Yeah, I'm just saying that it just feels like, oh yeah, a bunch of rich guys that can't get paid to do a job, but just can't seem to do it.
Right. And that is the Padres right now, and it's so frustrating to watch. I don't know. I don't know what the next step is. Don't know. I don't know. But in life, James, I don't know if you've experienced this in your life, but when things aren't going well, you should change it, right? Like, it's
Yeah.
like right? It's like my car has black smoke coming out of it. It's fine, right? No. You fix it. Like, there's black smoke coming out of this Padre vehicle, right?
Yeah.
Why aren't we fixing it? What's going on?
I wouldn't even say it's black smoke. It because that would indicate more than one thing is going wrong. This is like our transmission just isn't. We're stuck in first gear. We can't seem to get it any other than first gear or neutral. Come on, guys.
It's just so wild. I'm like sick of having the same conversation over and over again, right?
Yeah, me too.
So maybe we should just think about the positives. And I think, do you have anything more to say about that before I move on to something more positive, James?
No, I'm good.
So one of our earliest episodes, I mentioned I got really offended. I don't know if offend is the wrong term. I was very passionate about how I don't think Tatis should play the outfield.
We should mention this is before Tatis was playing in the outfield.
This is before the things happened to him.
Yeah.
Rather, the things he did to himself happened to him.
Yeah.
I was very wrong. Tatis is now basically ranked as the best right fielder in baseball. He has more outfield assists, more outs above average, more defensive runs saved, a 98th percentile arm, and people keep running on him. People still think they can outrun his arm, and I've been absolutely shocked how incredible he's been in right field.
I was at a bar the other night, and the game was on, and it was when he threw somebody out from at third base, and literally someone goes, "Oh, here we go," and the whole bar stands up to watch him throw some guy out. Yeah, why do they keep doing that? And there's like 30 random people all realized what we were going to watch. We were going to watch Tatis cut some fool down.
It's amazing. It's really amazing. And he's been at Petco. He like takes over right field. Like, he comes out, hypes up the crowd, bows at the crowd, like gets them super involved. It's pretty fun. I thought it was not going to go as well, but dude has owned it, and I think rightfully deserves to be considered for the Gold Glove. Probably even, I think if the season ended right now, he gets the Gold Glove.
I think
That's
so.
how good he's been, and that's insane. But he's a freak. He is a credible menace on the base path, and he's still that way. In the Rays series, he's stole so many bases, caused chaos in the base path, and just like you just forget about how incredible of an athlete he is, and just that's been the one thing in all of this I've been like, that's been keeping me a little sane.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized that like we might be like. That's when I realized like I don't want to be the Angels of San Diego, where I'm a fan of like one person on a team, but especially when there's 3 other players all making more than $300 million. Like, I just want.
But the same thing is true with the Angels.
True. The Angels this year are having a good year, though. That's the only difference, is that they're actually doing.
They're having a good year finally.
Yeah. I really am. I really want to have like positive podcasts again, where we're excited about where this is going. Because right now, I just don't know. I don't know if we make it to playoffs. Because right now, it's just like there's no way. This team is not if we can't hit, if we go 3 for 28 in a 3-game series, runner scoring position, like you won't win baseball games that way. You just won't.
Very uninspired baseball.
Unless you like ground ball dope plays.
Yeah.
Then you love it. Then you just love it. If you like rooting for the team that grounds and dope plays, you're gonna have a great time watching the Padres.
If you like watching your team hit in ground ball double plays, you're the type of person that enjoys a root canal.
Oh yeah.
And I know
yeah.
that's the type of person I don't want to be friends with.
Oh, Jamesy. We face the Nationals this weekend. Then who do we face next week? I don't even know.
The next 3 series, 9 games, Nationals, then we fly to Pittsburgh to play the Pirates, and then we we go to Cincinnati to play the Reds. So the next
the Red Hot Reds.
Yes. And the Pirates, who have sort of slumped down a little bit, but were really good beginning of the season. So the next 9 games, this is what I want for the 9 games, Joey. I'm not going to say anything outrageous. I want to have a winning record. All right.
Okay.
I'll settle for 5-4.
When is the All-Star game? July 11th?
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is what I will say. We need to be over 500 at home this weekend by Sunday. If we do not take at least 2 out of 3 from the Washington Nationals and be over, because we're a game below 500 at home right now. We have sold out 27 games this year at Petco Park. The most sellouts the Padres have ever sold out in a single season. Last year we set the record 26. This year we broke it in June. The Padre fans, us, we are showing up. They are not. They owe it to the fans to be, at the very least, win while the stadium is full. So we have to be over 500 today. So we have to take at least 2 out of 3 from the Nationals, preferably sweep them. And I realize taking only 2 out of 3 will be 50-50, but then we can work from there. I mean, 500, but like I said, we need to be over 500 before the All-Star break at home. That is unacceptable that we are not.
I agree. I totally agree. I like your thinking. I think that the Nationals. I think we take 2 or 3. I think we should sweep them. This is where my brain is like not my. I just spent like 10 minutes talking about how this team is apathetic and stupid and doesn't know how to do. Like they don't know their right foot and left foot. But I'm still like delusional. I'm like, maybe tomorrow's the day they figure it out. Maybe tomorrow's the day they're like, maybe I should get a hit here instead of grounding into double play. So
the problem is our starting pitching, our bullpen, even though they gave us some leads, is still the best bullpen in the National League.
No, it's bad bullpen games happen.
Yeah.
You have different parts of the game make up for other parts of the game. The offense has not carried the load the entire season. Right? Just hasn't.
Yeah.
It just plain old hasn't. And so it makes the bullpen losses that pronounced, right? Because you're like, oh, wow, this is going to be bad. And you're like, it really isn't that bad. It's just, it happens all the time. But because we lose games to the Royals, to bad teams, because the offense decides to take a break, it really stinks. And when you're 3 for 28 in a 3-game series against the Giants, right? One more run in 2 of those games and we win them.
Yeah.
Most likely, right? So, so frustrating. But I think I'm going to say it. I think we're going to sweep the Nationals just because I don't think the National pitching is very good.
Their hitters aren't very good. and we have
Yeah.
very good pitching.
I worry about the Red Series because they're just incredibly red hot, and they have this youth energy. Joey Votto's back. It's going to be a tough one. Um, but the Pirates series, I don't know. I think you're right. I like the idea of being over 500 at home. That makes sense. Let's do that. Let's sweep them. Go to the Pirates. You just got to figure out a way to get 2 or 3. And you just got to figure out. You got to start toughen up and winning baseball games against every opponent. If they played like they played against the Rays to every team, it'd be a very different baseball game. And you have to play that level of baseball against the Pirates and the Reds. And if you do that and the Nationals, I think there's a good chance we go 7-3. Or sorry, 6-3. That's what I want. I think you just have to play that level of baseball. You have to play this aggressive level of baseball that we can know they're capable of. Hit the ball in the air. Don't hit double plays. Score people when you're supposed to score them. And the rest will take care of itself. Just don't stop thinking about. Like I truthfully think that like they overthink where they are right now. Stop thinking about it. Just become the player you are, and it'll all come naturally, right?
Yeah.
Like Soto hitting 2 home runs the opposite field is like that's incredible, right? And I need more of that. I need more of that in my life, Juan Soto. And I don't know. I'm rambling now, but that's what happens when you watch really bad baseball for so long. You lose your brain.
Yeah, you do. Especially, I mean, I don't know about you, but all my happiness is wrapped around.
Oh, it ruins my night. I went on vacation for a few nights, and the first night I was like, my kids are in bed. I'm going to watch some baseball. And it ruined my vacation the first night. It really did. Because like, why did I watch Luis Garcia crap the bed? Why didn't I just hang out outside and watch the night sky? You know, anything better than
Yeah, exactly.
I looked over to my wife and I was like, this I don't like the situation at all. I think Luis Garcia is going to blow it. And let's just talk a little bit about him. Like, he is such an anomaly. Like, either he's just lights out like he was today in the 10-0 game, or he threw 5 strikes in 18 pitches in that blown save. Like, he couldn't even find the strike zone.
And at least 3 of those strikes were balls, and the umpire was bad that night.
Right. Now, keep in mind, the Padres should have scored in the 10th inning because there was a runner on second, for free.
Tatis was on second.
Yeah. Right. And if that runner scores, guess who comes in to try to save the game? Much different baseball game. But once again, can't even score a free base runner on second. So I can only beat up Luis Garcia so much. But man, oh man, it was a tough watch. And then I just couldn't watch the next game, and I'm glad I didn't because I would have been it would ruin 2 nights of my vacation, which eventually did happen anyway because I watched the next game. And so all I'm trying to say is, Padres, you ruined my vacation. And not. So thanks.
Yeah.
Well, James.
I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. I can't. And the thing is, like, there were positive things to talk about. The bunt game, the battle back and forth game, the Sunday game against the Rays. We dominated the first 2 games against the Guardians. There's plenty, but when you end a 10-game stretch of games 5-5, when they're trying to be a playoff contender, when they turned it up for the best team in baseball, but couldn't turn it up for the flippin' Giants.
It's bad.
It's bad.
It's bad. Just bad. There's no one else to put it. Just bad. But you know what? Somehow I'm still gonna watch every game, and
you're gonna be there on Sunday, happy.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully I'm happy. If they drop the first 2 games and I have to go to Sunday, I'm gonna be pretty mad. I'm gonna be pretty annoyed.
Oh God!
I'll be there.
Why would you even say something like that, Joey? Why?
I'm just saying. when I think of the Nationals at Petco, I get like flashbacks because
Oh, I was there with you.
loyal listeners know that I watched one of the worst losses. Probably, I think I looked it up. It was the worst loss of the past 3 years at Petco. In the ninth, it was 15-2.
I was with you. I
I know.
stood next to you.
It was. I don't know why we said that. We stayed there the whole game, and we did. We just waited it out because we're just delusional like that. And so, I just don't know. I can't watch that. But Juan Soto, old team. Maybe that's the vibe where he's just gonna go ham again, hit more opposite field home runs. I think. I don't know. I think we're gonna sweep them. So when I go on Sunday, I'm gonna be excited because they're gonna be the game's gonna be swept, and it'll be awesome. It'll be jubilation. Will be around the Gaslamp Quarter, as it often is around a Sunday after a Sunday win.
Yeah. People are anxious to go home. Well, good. I'm glad you're gonna see a good game on Sunday.
Yeah, the sweep game,
the sweep game,
the game that will sweep them.
Yep.
Because we haven't swept a single 3-game series all season.
I know. I'm aware. I've watched the same season you have.
Okay, James. Anything else?
What is left but to die?
Wow. Okay. Well, okay. With that happy note, thanks for your continued listenership, and until next time, go Padres.
Go Padres.
And there it is! Ho-ho, doctor! You can hang a star on that, baby!